Captain Marcus Webb stood before the assembled council, his jaw tight as he listened to the verdict that would condemn Princess Elena Moralian to death among the stars. "The matter is settled," Admiral Krauss announced, his voice echoing through the vaulted chamber of the Terran High Command. "We cannot risk war with the Collective over one person, regardless of her station." Princess Elena knew the risks when she entered Collective space. Marcus felt his hands curl into fists at his sides. The princess had been on a diplomatic mission, attempting to forge peace between humanity and the insectoid species that controlled half the galaxy. Her ship had suffered a catastrophic failure near the border worlds, and she had crashed on Viridian 7, deep within Collective territory. The aliens had made their position clear. Any human vessel entering their space to retrieve her would be considered an act of war. "With respect, Admiral," Marcus said, keeping his voice level despite the anger burning in his chest. "We're talking about abandoning a member of the royal family. We're talking about leaving a human being to die alone on a hostile world. We're talking about preventing the extinction of our species." Krauss shot back. "The Collective has 3,000 warships. We have 400. The mathematics are simple, Captain." "Then let me go alone," Marcus said. The words left his mouth before he fully realized he had spoken them. "I'll take my ship, no military escort, no official sanction. If I fail, it's on me. If I succeed, we have our princess back, and the Collective has no grounds for war." The council chamber fell silent. Marcus could see the wheels turning behind their eyes, calculating probabilities and political outcomes. They were terrified of the Collective, and perhaps rightfully so. But Marcus had served alongside Elena during the frontier wars. He had seen her drag wounded soldiers from burning wreckage, had watched her negotiate ceasefires that saved thousands of lives. She was more than royalty. She was a warrior, a diplomat, and a friend. "Your service record would be expunged," Krauss finally said. "You would be acting as a rogue element. If captured, we will deny any knowledge of your mission." "I understand," Marcus replied. "Then you're dismissed, Captain. Or should I say, former Captain. You're officially discharged as of this moment." Marcus nodded once and turned on his heel, walking out of the chamber with his spine straight and his purpose clear. He had 48 hours before Elena's emergency beacon would fail. After that, finding her would be nearly impossible. His ship, a Defiant, waited in Dock 7. It was a Vanguard-class cruiser, small and fast, designed for deep space reconnaissance. Marcus had commanded her for 6 years, and she had never let him down. As he approached the airlock, he found his crew already assembled. "You didn't think we'd let you do this alone, did you?" Lieutenant Commander Rachel Torres stood at the front of the group, arms crossed and a slight smile on her face. Behind her stood 18 other crew members, each one volunteering to throw away their careers, and possibly their lives, for a mission the government had deemed impossible. "We're all deserters now," Marcus said quietly. "There's no coming back from this." "Then we better make it count," Rachel replied. The Defiant launched from the station 90 minutes later, slipping past patrol routes and jumping to hyperspace before anyone could officially stop them. Marcus plotted a course that would take them through neutral territory and into Collective space via an unmapped asteroid field. It would add 8 hours to their journey, but it would also keep them off the main sensor grids. The ship hummed with quiet efficiency as they traveled. Marcus spent most of the time in his quarters, studying everything humanity knew about Viridian 7. It was a jungle world, hot and humid, with gravity 0.9 times Earth's standard. The Collective maintained mining operations there, extracting rare minerals used in their quantum drive technology. The planet's surface was largely unexplored, covered in dense vegetation that interfered with orbital scans. "Captain," Rachel's voice came through the comm system. "We're approaching the asteroid field. You'll want to see this." Marcus made his way to the bridge and immediately understood her concern. The asteroid field was far denser than their intelligence had suggested, with rocks ranging from pebbles to small moons tumbling through space in chaotic patterns. "Can we make it through?" he asked. "If we go slow, and I drink about 6 cups of coffee, maybe," Rachel said. She was the best pilot Marcus had ever served with, but even she looked uncertain. "Then let's get you that coffee," Marcus said. The journey through the field took 3 grueling hours. Twice, asteroids larger than the ship itself came within meters of crushing them. Rachel's hands never left the controls, her eyes fixed on the view screen as she threaded the Defiant through impossible gaps. When they finally emerged on the other side, several crew members actually cheered. Viridian 7 appeared on their sensors shortly after. Marcus ordered silent running, powering down all but essential systems to avoid detection. They had picked up Elena's emergency beacon, a faint pulse coming from somewhere in the southern hemisphere. 5 collective ships in orbit, Rachel reported. "Looks like 3 cargo vessels and 2 patrol cruisers. They're maintaining standard positions over the mining facilities. Can we slip past them?" "There's a debris field from an old orbital platform on the dark side of the planet. If we time it right, we can use it as cover to make atmospheric entry." Marcus nodded. "Do it." The Defiant dove toward the planet, using the wreckage to mask their approach. Collective sensors swept past them twice, but the debris created enough interference to hide their signature. They entered the atmosphere with a violent shudder, heat shields glowing as they plummeted through thick clouds. Elena's beacon led them to a crash site in the middle of the jungle. Her diplomatic shuttle was barely recognizable, torn apart by impact and half consumed by the aggressive local vegetation. Marcus suited up and led a team down in their landing craft, weapons ready for whatever they might find. The jungle was oppressive, the air thick and hot despite their environmental suits. Strange creatures howled in the distance, and the plants themselves seemed to reach toward them with vine-like appendages. Marcus pushed forward, following the beacon signal until they reached a small clearing. Princess Elena sat with her back against a tree, her survival suit torn and stained with blood. Her left leg was splinted with branches, and she held a plasma pistol in one hand. When she saw Marcus, her eyes widened in disbelief. "You actually came," she whispered. "Did you think I wouldn't?" Marcus knelt beside her, already signaling the medic forward. The council voted against rescue. "I heard it on my emergency channel before the power died." She winced as the medic examined her leg. "How did you get here?" "I stopped being a captain and started being a friend," Marcus said simply. Before Elena could respond, alarms shrieked from their portable scanner. Rachel's voice crackled through the comm. "Marcus, we've got incoming. 2 collective patrol craft detected our landing and are moving to intercept. You've got maybe 4 minutes. Get her to the transport now," Marcus ordered. 2 crew members lifted Elena as carefully as speed allowed, rushing back toward their landing craft. Marcus and the others formed a protective perimeter, weapons trained on the sky. The collective ships arrived with a roar of alien engines. They were sleek, organic-looking vessels that seemed to flow through the air rather than fly. Marcus opened fire first, his plasma rifle sending brilliant streaks toward the nearest ship. The others joined in, filling the jungle with weapons fire. 1 collective ship went down, trailing smoke as it crashed into the trees. But the other landed, and insectoid warriors poured out. They were twice the height of humans, with 4 arms and chitinous armor that deflected most small arms fire. "Fall back," Marcus shouted, laying down covering fire as his team retreated. The collective warriors advanced methodically, their own weapons spitting green energy bolts that turned trees to ash where they struck. Rachel brought the landing craft down in a hover, the rear ramp already open. Marcus's team scrambled aboard, firing as they went. He was the last one up the ramp, and he felt something hot tear through his shoulder as he dove inside. "Go, go, go," he shouted. And Rachel pushed the craft to maximum thrust. They rocketed through the canopy, leaves and branches exploding around them. Above, the Defiant descended through the clouds, her weapons arrays already charging. The remaining collective patrol craft moved to intercept, but Rachel piloted them into the Defiant's hangar bay with seconds to spare. "All hands, brace for combat," Marcus announced through the ship-wide comm as he stumbled onto the bridge, blood seeping through his suit. "Get us out of here." The Defiant turned and burned, racing for orbit with collective ships in pursuit. Energy bolts splashed against their rear shields, draining them steadily. Rachel pushed the engines past their rated capacity, coaxing every bit of speed from the ship. They broke orbit with shields at 15%, 2 collective cruisers still chasing. Marcus made the call that would either save them or doom them. "Jump to hyperspace," he ordered. "Plot a course directly through the asteroid field." "Sir, at hyperspace velocities, one collision will tear us apart," Rachel warned. "They won't expect it," Marcus said. "And right now, unexpected is all we've got." Rachel's hands flew across the controls. The stars stretched into lines.